Hey, what's up guys? Today, I'll show you a psychological horror film, Goodnight Mommy. Spoiler ahead, watch out and take care. The movie starts with the father happily taking a video of his wife singing a lullaby song to their twins. The family looks very happy, but it doesn't last long when the parents decide to end their perfect family. The boy, short named Teddy, is busy drawing a portrait of him with his twin brother, Lucas, and their mother. They miss their mother so much because they have not seen her since she broke up with their father. The father brings the twins to their old house, where the mother lives. Teddy goes to the back of their house, where he sees a nearby barn. He stops for a while and blankly stares at it. He comes back to his senses when Lucas calls him. It seems like something had happened in the barn that Teddy can't remember. The twins go upstairs to look for their mother. Upon entering the room, they're surprised to see leftover food on the chair that doesn't seem to be cleaned for a long time. Surprisingly, the mother appears with a bandage on her head, which truly bothers the twins. The mother just had plastic surgery, so she must wear it all the time until wounds heal. The twins look frightened, so the mother assures them that there's nothing to be afraid of because everything's fine, and she's still the same, despite the small changes in her appearance. Still bothered, the twins go to their room to fix their things. Teddy wonders what their mother looks like under the bandage. Lucas teases him and says that maybe she looks like the raccoon they saw that got run over. Teddy angrily shouts and asks Lucas to stop joking around. Suddenly, the mother arrives and asks why Teddy is shouting. She then gives him a toy, which he likes so much. Afterward, the mother informs Teddy about the house rules he needs to follow. He isn't allowed to shout, run, or have visitors and playdates for a while, until the mother is finally healed. Most importantly, he isn't allowed to go to her bedroom, office, or barn. Teddy is curious as to why he needs to follow the rules, but he has no choice but to comply with them. Teddy then gives his drawing to his mother. However, it appears that she isn't happy about it. Since it's still early, Teddy asks his mother to watch TV. At first, the mother doesn't want to, but Teddy is persistent, so she gives in. After watching, the mother reads a bedtime story. When she's about to leave, Teddy asks her to sing a lullaby song, just like in the old times. However, the mother becomes upset and tells Teddy that he's too old for songs. Teddy feels so sad because his request isn't granted. Luckily, Lucas is there to comfort him. The mother cries behind the door as she listens to Teddy. Obviously, she's hurting inside, but she needs to smile in front of her child. The following day, Teddy finds himself walking toward the barn. Lucas reminds him of their mother's rules, but he doesn't listen. He goes up to the barn and stares at the hole in the wall that seems to have traces of blood. Unfortunately, the mother sees Teddy leaving the barn, so she angrily grabs his arms. Teddy tries to explain, but as soon as he mentions that they're just looking for Lucas' baseball glove, the mother gets even angrier and pushes him onto the ground. Teddy is hurt, but the mother doesn't care. She tells Teddy that from now on, he isn't allowed to leave the house. Teddy feels sorry and tells Lucas that he doesn't mean to get them in trouble. Lucas comforts him, saying that he didn't do anything wrong. Back at home, Lucas treats Teddy's wound. Teddy shares about the wall on the barn, which seems to have blood. Lucas clarifies his doubts and says that maybe it's paint and not blood. That evening, Teddy wakes up from a nightmare. In his dream, he sees someone in the barn and hears a gunshot. Because of fear, he pees on his bed. On his way to the comfort room, Teddy accidentally hears his mother's conversation with someone on the phone. She reports that she caught Teddy sneaking into the barn, and Lucas is never apart from him. She also adds that she can't pretend anymore and wants to end everything as soon as possible. Right then, the mother hears a noise upstairs, so she ends the call and goes to check Teddy. Luckily, Teddy returns to his room on time and pretends that he's sleeping, so the mother wouldn't get suspicious. The following day, Teddy tells Lucas about what happened last night and says their mother doesn't want them to be together all the time. To clarify their doubts, they think of a way to spy on her. While the mother sleeps, the twins sneak into her room and place the walkie-talkie under her bed. Unexpectedly, the mother wakes up and goes to her room. She dances provocatively in front of the mirror to the rhythm of the music. Unbeknownst to her, Teddy is hiding behind the curtain, watching her movements. After that, Teddy sees the drawing he gave to his mother in the trash can, which leaves him brokenhearted. Afterward, the mother enters the comfort room and carefully changes her bandage. Fortunately, Teddy manages to hide under the sink. The mother sees Teddy's drawing on the floor, so she picks it up and angrily tears it apart. Shortly, Teddy tells Lucas about the changes he noticed in their mother's behavior. Lucas thinks the woman in front of them isn't their real mother. Teddy can't believe it, so Lucas shows him evidence that will confirm his suspicions. He presents an old picture of their mother with green eyes, while the woman in front of them has blue eyes. Soon after, the mother knocks on the door to reconcile, but the twins don't want to open it, so she gives up. The twins then call their father to ask for help, but he isn't answering. That evening, the mother enters the room and looks for Teddy's phone. She's very disappointed because he disobeyed her and called his father. As punishment, she forcefully gets the phone and breaks it. After the commotion, the twins lock themselves in their room. They take turns sleeping so the mother wouldn't enter. On the walkie-talkie, they hear her crying desperately, which bothers Teddy. Later, Teddy goes to his mother's room to check on her. He then sees her in the tub relaxing. He quietly walks towards her and removes the mask on her face. However, he fails because the mother wakes up and grabs his hands. To escape, Teddy hits her head with a rock and immediately runs into his room and locks it. The mother tries to reconcile with Teddy, but he hesitates, so she angrily gets a long iron and breaks the doorknob. According to her, she tries to understand Teddy's situation and does everything for them to get along, but he's so hard to please. The mother gets furious when Teddy says she isn't their real mother because she doesn't love them. Teddy commands Lucas to speak up, but the mother stops him from talking to his brother. The mother drags Teddy to the comfort room while yelling that he shouldn't talk to his brother and that he shouldn't lie. She doesn't stop pouring water on Teddy until he withdraws his accusations and says she is their mother. Teddy is drowning, so he follows his mother. Before the mother goes to bed, she slowly peels her skin and turns into a dark monster. It's then revealed that it's just Teddy's nightmare. Lucas wakes him up to tell him that the house isn't safe for them, so they must leave as soon as possible. Teddy always listens to Lucas, so even against his will, they flee to ask for help. The twins end up in an abandoned house where they decide to stay until the rain subsides. Teddy can't stop thinking of their mother. He's worried that something terrible has happened to her. Lucas calms him down and says that their mother is strong and she'll do everything to protect them. Teddy feels lonely, so he asks Lucas to tell him a story. Lucas shares that before they're born, they are one person, but they decide to split into two, so that way they would never have to be alone again. Teddy always depends on Lucas. He believes that he can't live without his brother. Later that night, Teddy spots someone in the barn and then sees a hole in the wall that seems to have traces of blood. He wakes up and finds out that Lucas isn't beside him, so he gets his flashlight and looks for his brother. He wanders around the scary abandoned house, but his brother is nowhere to be found. He then sees a palm print on the glass door, but it disappears in a blink of an eye. Suddenly, the mother, who turned into a dark monster, breaks the glass and crawls towards him. A policeman then wakes Teddy up. It's revealed that it's just another scary nightmare. The policewoman interrogates Teddy. He tells her that a woman covered in a bandage is pretending to be their mother. To calm him, the police officers promise Teddy to bring him to a safe place. But the truth is, they're bringing him home. The police officers talk to the mother, whose face is no longer covered with a bandage. The mother thanks them for bringing her child safely. The mother is a famous singer in the past, so the policeman asks if he can get a selfie. However, she refuses because she isn't prepared for pictures, but she promises to bring signed headshots with Blu-rays down to the police station some other time. The police officers inform the mother about Teddy's allegations. She denies it and says she'd never lay a hand on her child. She explains that the wound on Teddy's lips was because he slipped while playing by the pool. She cries and says that sometimes it's hard for children to distinguish reality and fantasy. Finally, the police officers bid goodbye to the mother. Before heading out, the policewoman looks straight at Teddy, for she still worries about him. Later, Lucas says no one will believe them, so he encourages Teddy to escape again. However, Teddy disagrees and says they must find their real mother first. Instantly, the mother enters their room, so the twins pretend to sleep. The mother said she had to take her bandage off 3 days early in order to look for Teddy in a storm, and she's just so lucky that she isn't disfigured. Alone in her room, the mother cries helplessly as she removes the makeup covering her face's bruises. The following day, the mother wakes up with her hands and feet tied to the bed. She begs Teddy to stop the nonsense and free her. Teddy gets the mother's picture and says their mother has green eyes and not blue. The mother explains that she used to wear green contact lenses for work, but her real eye color is blue. To prove it, her green contact lenses are in her purse downstairs. Teddy doesn't listen to her explanation. Instead, he takes a bucket of ice water and pours it into the mother. He then gets his drawing and says his real mother will not throw it. The mother bursts into tears and begs Teddy to search his heart to know she is his mother. Lucas encourages Teddy to leave their mother behind and go to their father, but Teddy refuses to listen. He goes downstairs and looks for her mother's purse to check if the green contact lenses are there. Lucas finds the purse first and tells Teddy that the contact lenses aren't there, which means their mother is lying. Teddy doesn't look convinced, so Lucas reminds him that he should only listen to him and don't let others get between them. The twins pack their things to leave. Teddy tells Lucas they can't leave the mother in that situation, but he says that if they untie her, she'll surely stop them. Later, Teddy hears the mother's voice, so he goes to her room. The mother asks him to cut one loose for a moment because her body is already cramping. However, Teddy refuses because Lucas will get mad if he does that. The mother persuades him to think independently and disregard his brother. Teddy gets the scissor, but Lucas arrives when he's about to cut the tape. Despite his mother's pleas, Teddy follows Lucas and covers his mother's mouth to stop her from lying. After a while, the police officers arrive and look for the mother. Teddy lies and says that she has gone to town. The policewoman feels that Teddy is hiding something, so she persuades him to speak up, but he says everything's fine, so they leave. The mother tries her best to make some noise to get their attention, but she fails. While waiting for the car, Teddy goes back to the house to get his toothbrush. Unbeknownst to Lucas, Teddy double-checks the purse and finds the green contact lenses, proving that the mother isn't lying. Lucas tries to explain, but Teddy doesn't trust him anymore. Teddy immediately runs upstairs and frees the mother. Teddy hugs his mother and begs for her forgiveness. He asks her to talk to Lucas because he thinks something is wrong with him. Teddy looks for Lucas, but he's nowhere to be found. Surprisingly, the mother brings Teddy to the barn. The mother can't pretend anymore, so she confides the bitter truth to Teddy. It turns out Teddy accidentally killed Lucas while playing with the gun. That incident traumatized him, so he's hallucinating that his twin brother is still with him all this time. Because of that, the mother suffered from depression and became an alcoholic, affecting her marriage. The mother comforts Teddy and says that it isn't his fault and that he should forgive himself so they can start over. However, Teddy is overwhelmed by the truth. He accidentally pushes the mother, which causes her to fall from the barn loft. Then the lamp breaks and the fire spreads instantly. At the speed of the incident, Teddy runs out and leaves the mother in the burning barn. The movie ends with Teddy hallucinating that his mother and Lucas are still alive. The mother then hugs him and reminds him that he didn't do anything wrong. This is Daniel CC Movie Channel. Stay safe and enjoy your day.